love, and welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, I am Kay, an astrologer, numerologist and spiritual witch here on YouTube. Listen, if you've been attracted to this video, take this as your confirmation from your own spirit guides and angels that you were meant to receive it. Check out the new book by me also, Make It Happen, How to Manifest Anything. The link is in the description box below. Let's get into your video. Hello Cancer, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to your horoscope for the month of November. So what I see for you is a lot of energy around your romance, dating, hopes and dreams, and towards the end of the month there is an opportunity given to us all by the planet Jupiter that will bring us our end of the year blessings, and this will be different for every single sign, so stay tuned and I'll let you know exactly what part of your life I predict that this planet is bringing you some kind of blessing for the month of November and as we close out the year. So on the screen what we've got here is the chart for the full moon and how the universe will look. And the full moon is going to happen around the 8th of November at 11:03 a.m. This is GMT time, so it could be the same day for you or the day before. It does depend where you are in the world, but it will happen when the moon gets to 16 degrees of the sign Taurus. Now, as we start the month, the sun is actually going to be in the sign of Scorpio. So we can see here on the screen, up where we've got number 1 and the arrow, we've got some planets circled. The planet that is in black, or the energy that's in black, because the sun is not technically a planet, this is the sun here at 16 degrees of Scorpio. This will be vibrating around your romance area of life, your dating, your children, your creativity. We call this the 5th house, and basically it's the area of life where we have fun and we take risks. The sun is all about health, growth and vitality, so I'm hoping for as many Cancers out there as possible. When it comes to this part of your life with the sun here, this will be highly blessed and a good time to get out and look for love, or it could be a good time romantically if you're already involved with someone. It could be a great time for any creative Cancerians, because this is the house of creativity as well. And generally, you know, as we start the month, it's a great time for you to have fun. By the time we get to around the 8th and we actually have the full moon, your kind of energy for what's happening for Cancer is going to shift. If we look down on the screen at the bottom where we've got number 2, we've got the moon here. She is circled in orange and you can see her kind of grey symbol. She is at 16 degrees of the sign of Taurus, and opposite her obviously we have the sun at the same degree in Scorpio, giving us the full moon. Now this is going to be a lunar eclipse, which means that this is big energy for all of us, and it brings opportunities, it can bring fated endings in life, it can bring a complete change to how life has been, and this does depend on the type of eclipse that we're having. Now, this eclipse in November is very different from October's eclipse. So if you were here then and you heard the Cancerian horoscope for that month, you would know that last month was about release, letting go, and maybe some fated endings that bring opportunities, because we had a south node eclipse. Now with this lunar eclipse here under this full moon, this is about the north node, which we can see to the left hand side of the moon, which is the green symbol, and the north node is about direction. So this eclipse could bring some kind of opportunities, and for Cancer, the part of your chart where this eclipse is happening is around your hopes, your dreams, the important people in your life, and how you experience life mentally. Basically what you aspire to be or what you aspire for. It's kind of like the area of aspiration. We call this the 11th house. So what I'm predicting for you is, as we approach the full moon, it is a really good time if you are a Cancer to really be working on whatever it is that you hope for or dream for or aspire for, of course, as we close out the year, because it could just be that this full moon's energy could really support you to transform whatever it is that you hope for into a reality. So if you're someone who does manifestations, spell work, affirmations, however you go about manifesting your best life and whatever it is that you want, the full moon could be a great time for this. 2 things are happening around this full moon week that will impact us all, but for Cancer, how it vibrates with your chart is that we're going to have the moon form a conjunction with the planet Uranus, which causes a lot of unexpected unexpected change. So on the screen down the bottom where we've got number 2, we can see circled in orange we've got the moon, and then to the right of her we've got the planet Uranus. Now when planets conjunct, if you've been here before, you know I explain this as it's two energies so close together, it's almost like they're having a conversation of how can we work together, and we can kind of read their energy as one. Now, if the moon is a representation of our emotions and how we feel, and Uranus is about unexpected changes, then of course this is some kind of emotional unexpected change that we could all experience. And for you, Cancer, it could largely be to do with whatever it is that you hope for and whatever it is that you dream for. It could be that something happens and you have a very positive emotional response, or you do something or something occurs in life that sparks this positive emotional response. And I like to predict and say that for as many Cancers as possible, this could be a positive emotional response that is unexpected, purely because this is happening by the North Node. It's happening in an area that talks about direction, where we should be aspiring to go to, and where we should be kind of moving towards in this kind of lifetime, or this period of where we are now in this moment of time. The second thing that's happening, if we look over the other side of the chart where we've got the arrow and number 1, we're going to have the moon form an opposition with the planets Mercury and Venus. Now, when we have an opposition, this can sometimes create tension, and it depends on the kind of astrology that you're doing, but in this context, around the full moon, where planets quite often can form oppositions because that's what gives us a full moon, it's more about decision making. I personally read this as, and Mercury, which is circled in orange, it's kind of like the turquoise planet. This is the planet that's going to represent our thoughts, our communication, short travels that we might do, or short trips that we might do. He also represents IT. To the left of the sun, we've got the purple planet, which is Venus, and she deals with love, money, art, beauty, and she basically connects us to what it is that we want. So what I'm seeing here for Cancer is where you're going to have Venus and Mercury both under Scorpio, and they're both going to be in your area of life to do with your romance, dating, fun, children, and creativity. For you, it could be that whatever you have been desiring for these parts of your life with Venus's involvement, or whatever it is that you've been thinking about in these parts of your life with Mercury's involvement, now is a good time to make a decision. Or something could happen, because this is a full moon and it is an eclipse, that sparks you needing to have some kind of emotional response that's positive, but maybe you are focused in on what you feel, what you desire, what you want with Venus, or it's something to do with your money, your finances, or it's something to do with what you think, but also it could largely be to do with your world of dating, you know, who you're seeing, your romance, your children, your creativity, and how you basically approach life in a fun way. So for Cancer, it looks like a pretty cool, exciting, fun, and very love-filled full moon is what I'm seeing here. So as we move forward and we've gone through the full moon, we've had the eclipse, and we move towards the new moon, this is going to happen on the 23rd of November 2022 at around 10:58 p.m. GMT. So again, this is my local time, so it could be the same day for you, or it could be the day before, depending where you are in the world. This new moon is going to happen at 1 degree of the sign of Sagittarius. We've got the chart here on the screen, how the universe is going to look for the day. And down on the bottom, circled in orange by number 1, we have got the sun and the moon side by side, both at 1 degree of the sign Sagittarius. This is giving us the new moon. This is what it would look like. Around this part of the month, as we start to close out November, the sun would have shifted from Scorpio and gone into the sign of Sagittarius. So for you, the health, growth, vitality, blessings, and all the energy that the sun would bring would be focused largely on how you earn money, Cancer, or opportunities for you to earn money. It's also the area of life that deals with services, and by this we mean things that you do or how you are of service to other people. It also covers disputes that we may have with other people, and physical health as well. So what I'm seeing here for Cancer is that this is a new moon, of course. So a new moon is an opportunity to start a new direction. It's a chance to start a new cycle. It's a chance to basically bring some newness and freshness into into our lives. And for you, Cancer, if you have been focused or thinking about what it is that you could do to earn more money, whether this be through a side hustle or any hobbies that you've got, or if you've been thinking about, you know, how you are of service and how you help other people, or even maybe even your own physical health. If you want to start a new cycle with any of these parts of your life, the new moon could really be supporting you with this. We've got one key thing happening around this new moon, and this is where the window of opportunity comes in for everybody that I mentioned at the beginning of the horoscope, where the planet Jupiter will be blessing us all with something. So around this same week that we have the new moon, Jupiter, which is the planet for luck, fortune, vitality, he basically will expand anything that he touches or he aspects with, but his main job is to bring luck and fortune. He has been in retrograde and direct motion a lot throughout 2022, and I've done quite a few videos on Jupiter under Pisces, because when this happens, it is such a great thing. This is the sign that will elevate him. So he's going to turn direct in the sign of Pisces. And for you, Cancer, when he turns direct and he forms a positive, harmonious trine, which is perfect harmony with the new moon, it's going to bring you some kind of new experience. This is what I'm hoping for, because if we look on the screen, we can see down the bottom, the sun and the moon, both here, new moon, 1 degree of Sagittarius. Just up and across from that, where we've got number 2 and the symbol that looks a bit like a 4 circled in orange, this is the planet Jupiter. So Jupiter's energy will form a trine of perfect harmony with the new moon during this new moon week, and he will also be turning direct in the sign of Pisces as well. Now for you, he will shift from where he is and move up to where the arrow is, that is red, just above it, to your 9th house. And the 9th house is about new experiences, spirituality. It's about situations, people, places and things that are new or foreign, quote unquote, to us, meaning as in we've never had this experience with them before. It's also the house that deals with how you view life and your philosophies, and things like higher education would come here. So whether this is an higher education that you learn through life experience or a new experience, or this is higher education that is actually literally that, you know, through university or studying some kind of diploma or higher level of academic study rather than life experience, this comes under this area of life as well. So if you are a Cancer who has been thinking about, you know, maybe going back to school, having a new experience with something, or maybe even traveling away from where you are currently now to a place that's completely foreign, quote unquote, to you or new, the new moon, or as we close out the year, could be a good time. The second thing that's happening as well is that we're going to have Pluto form some positive aspects as well. So let's take a look. Let's take a closer look at the fortune prediction and the end of year blessings for this particular sign of Cancer. So this is the chart, and this is how the universe is going to look on the day that he turns direct. So Jupiter will turn direct on the 23rd, same day as the new moon, but this will happen at 11:02 p.m. So just after the new moon has happened. And once he turns direct, he is going to form that positive sextile, this time with the planet Pluto, also the positive trine with the new moon that I spoke to you about. So on the screen, we've got circled in orange by number 1, we've got Jupiter. Just below that, circled in red, we've got the planet Pluto. Pluto is what brings transformation. So first of all, Jupiter will be in your house of new experiences, travel, higher education, and let's just call it a house of self-development. So where number 2 is in the arrow, he will be here in your 9th house, blessing this house, bringing you luck and fortune with these parts of your life, with travel, with educational pursuits that you might want, or with any kind of new experience that you may desire in your life. Now, when Pluto gets involved, which is circled in red, this being the planet of personal transformation, he is under Capricorn, and he is going to rest in your house of relationships, partnerships, business, marriage and legal matters. So where we've got number 3 and the arrow, Jupiter is going to shift from where he is now circled in red up 1 for the Cancerian chart, and he will be where number 3 is in the arrow. This is your 7th house. So what I'm seeing here for Cancer is that as we close out 2022 and we move into 2023, the area of blessings or fortune that Jupiter is really bringing you is definitely new experiences, definitely travel, definitely some kind of opportunity around education or your self-development or anything that you wish to change in your life. But also when it comes to your serious committed relationships, including things like marriage, or these could be serious committed relationships that you're in with a business partner, or even situations, people, places and things that you are committing yourself to currently in life, there could be some transformation around this in a very positive way. And I feel that it could be positive because Jupiter and Pluto are forming a sextile, which is slight positive harmonious energy, and you've got the planet of luck and fortune, Jupiter, and you've got the planet of transformation and change. So for any Cancerians out there who have been hoping for, wishing for, or looking for some kind of change when it comes to new experiences, and certainly their partnerships, marriage, legal matters that you may have been dealing with, or maybe even any business matters that you've been dealing with, as we close out the year, the universe could really be supporting you to bring that to you. Now, this good energy that we've got going on that has Jupiter under the sign of Pisces, this is only going to last up until around the 20th of December. So if you like, we've all got about a month, a window of opportunity, I like to call it, that this energy will vibrate. So if there is something you wish to do, Cancer, to do with any of these parts of your life that I've mentioned, as Jupiter turns direct and as he is forming that really lovely sextile to the planet that causes slow transformation and that beautiful trine of total harmony with the new moon, this could be the perfect time to do it between now and Christmas. And I also want to say as well, make the most of this energy. That is because we are not going to see Jupiter in Pisces until the year 2033. That is a long way away. And this is purely because, to keep it very simple, Jupiter is a planet that takes a long time to move through the zodiac, to move through each sign, and he does retrograde a lot. And when he retrogrades, boy does he retrograde for quite a long time. So it's almost like he moves forward, he moves back, he moves forward, he moves back. And that is because in a way it's quite good, because he is the planet of blessings. So it's like his energy will bless different parts of our life at different parts of the year based on where he is. But it is when he is under Pisces is when I personally feel that we get the most blessings, and that is because Pisces is the sign that will elevate Jupiter's energy. So make the most of this window and make the most of it, because we're not going to see it for a long time to come. So that's pretty much for it for November. That's pretty much what I see for you, Cancer. It's a very short horoscope this month, and that is because there is not a hell of a lot of movement in the universe, as I've said to all of the signs. And sometimes, some months it's just like that, and that's perfectly fine. But what we do have when we don't have a lot of movement is often we have key things happening, or we have big energies happening that gives us a clear focus for the month. Last month we had the eclipse again, but a different kind of eclipse. So you might want to go back and check the Cancer reading for the month of October. And this month we obviously have another eclipse, and then we have Jupiter turning direct. And me personally, it's a wonderful time for this because it is the end of the year. So why not bless us all with some kind of blessing as we close out this year? So if you are someone who's new here, my only intention was that there was something here that would help you. So whether you're new or you've been here before, please do give the video a like, drop me a comment, let me know how this resonates. And if you're new, why not subscribe? I would love to see you here again and do another reading. And if you're someone who's returning, then thanks so much. Thank you for the support. So have a wonderful month. Enjoy November. Check out the new moon and full moon affirmations and guided reading that I will give you, which will come out on the channel. It might pop up here now as I'm speaking, or it could just appear when the new moon and the full moon happen around the 8th and the 23rd of the month. So enjoy November, and I will see you in December for your final reading for this year.